Well, hey, my favorite Lakeside Library Media student aides. I wanted to make this video just to show you a few things about how you're going to be doing your multimedia website project. We're going to look specifically at your photo edit project and show you a little bit about how to use that. And the really handy part about this video is that some of the same skills we use to upload different content onto the photo edits page will also work when you do your podcast and the app page and some of the other projects that you'll be doing in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to start from the multimedia website project page. Scroll down a little bit. Hopefully by now you've got your Google site made with your 6 pages. It's got the main page and then one for each of the categories as they're shown down below. Then to get into the photography expectations, we're going to click where it says photography. Scoot over to the other side of the screen here. There I go. Woo! Well, first of all, the goal for this assignment is we're going to give you a chance to edit a Creative Commons image using Pixlr. As you know, one of the important goals in this class is to teach you how to use media appropriately and to use things so you won't get arrested. So we want to focus in on Creative Commons things. So here's a couple sources you could use. There's a slideshow that's in here of picture pages. So you could pull that up, see that it's got the information down below that you would add onto this image if you're going to use it. There's a whole bunch of different images you could use just in time for Halloween. That's one source you have. You could also use Unsplash, which you should be familiar with from your name tag assignments. You'd also go to what's called DPLA, which is the Digital Public Library of America, or you could use the searchcreativecommons.org. I'm going to use the Digital Public Library of America, for example, tonight. And the thing we're going to use is called Pixlr, and we'll show you how to work with that next once we've got our image. Take a look at the Digital Public Library of America. So you can get to it by clicking on this link. So I think I'm going to search for rabbits just because I can. And you'll find that there's more than 2,000 images here. Scroll down here and see if I can find a good image of a rabbit. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I click on this. Now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cite this item. Or cite just means to give credit. We're going to use what's called MLA, so I'll copy this information. You might be wondering, Dr. J, where do I put that? Your work into. So we'll make a copy of this one called Use This for Your Photo Editing Evidence webpage. Pretty clever, right? So I'll go make a copy. And then this is where we're going to put our original image in here with our citation. So I'm going to go back out to this rabbits page and copy this image here. And then I'm going to put my original photo on here. So there's those beautiful rabbits. And then the other thing I need to put on there is I need to give credit because I obviously didn't take that picture. So we'll come in here where it says MLA. And then we'll copy this because we definitely want to give credit for that image there. Fly back across the other side of the screen here. I'm going to paste this information onto my screen. Usually we try and put those things on the bottom. And then I'm going to move this image up to, because I really need it to take up the whole screen. We put it in Pixlr. So you'll pull up your image. We showed you a couple of those different sources. You'll make sure that you have the citation information on there. And then we're going to use something called the Google trick that you might be familiar with. We're going to go to File. We're going to go Download. And then we're going to choose either JPEG or PNG. I'm going to go PNG here. Save that. And this is going to look a little bit different because I'm working on a Mac tonight. But you can see my images down here. Oh, let me talk about what you're going to do next here. You notice that there's a second slide on here that we made a copy of. And we're going to make a list of the edits that we made. And then you're also going to put your fully edited photo over here. So notice we've not only got in the first slide the original photo with the citation, we're going to make a list of all the edits we made in a program called Pixlr that we'll show you in a second. And then you'll put your fully edited photo on the side here. So let's go out to Pixlr here. The website is just pixlr.com as it shows up here. And you want to sign up here, and we're going to use our school Google account. And then you'll notice that there's two different Pixlrs to use. You notice that there's one up here called Pixlr X, and there's also one called Pixlr E. We're going to use the advanced one since it's got more editing features. So we'll click on Start Photo Editing. And then our next step is going to be to put this image in there. So that image that I've got down here that I've already downloaded of those rabbits, I'm going to go Open Images. And then I can grab that from my downloads. And then you'll see now I've got that image on the screen. So that's how we get the image in there. If you know the program Photoshop or you've heard of it, this is a lot like Photoshop, but it's a free version of that. So every one of these buttons over here on the side, if I mouse over it, you notice that it's going to tell me what it's going to do. Like one of the things you can do with it is you can replace color, which might be good because I've got a black and white photo. I may want to kind of jazz it up here. But it'll tell you a little bit about what the different tools that you can use. And your goal in here is to use several of these to adjust and edit this image. So I want to show you just a couple of things about Pixlr real quick. Right now I've got one layer in here, and layers are just stacked up, almost like stacked up pieces of paper. So I might add in an empty layer, and you'll see that now I've got two of these. And then I'm going to go out, and let's say I want to take a section of this. This is kind of a fun tool. This is called Liquify. And so you can take this, and it'll take a part of the image that's pretty standard in there, like maybe I want to take his ears here. And if you can see how it's kind of changing the shape of those. So, and I also noticed down here that it shows that I've just liquefied the image. So what I'm going to do is then on that second slide, I'm going to make a list of the edits that I made. And one of the ones that I used is I used Liquify. You're going to keep your list over here, and then your fully edited photo is going to go over here on the side. So let me go back into Pixlr here. And you might be wondering, well, what do I do if, it looks like a really cool tool here, Dr. J, but, for example, what does it mean to do lasso select? So I want to introduce you to a couple tools that might come in really handy as you're doing this project. YouTube is a really good place to go on here. You're saying, I don't know what that tool is, or I don't know how to use that. You can also just Google Pixlr help and videos will pop up. One of the skills we're working on that you're going to be using all the time in this class is when you don't know what to do, one of the greatest resources out there is YouTube, because somebody's made a video to show you how to do this or that for just about anything. So let's go back out to our Pixlr presentation here. And I've only made one change, so I'm not really done. You're going to go back and make multiple changes. I think the rubric says at least 3 to 5. So when you're finished, you're going to go File, and you're going to go Save. And then PNG is a really good choice, so we'll go Save As. I'm going to change the name of this. I might call this Fully Edited. There's my fully edited rabbits there. I'll go Save. And then my next step is I'm going to put my fully edited photo over here on the side. So I can go over here into Insert, and it's an image. And I'm going to upload that from my computer since I downloaded it. And I might spread this out a little bit. And your photo is going to look a lot more distinctive than mine is. Right now you can see I just used one tool, and you're going to use several to kind of fix up his ears and make them look a little bit different. So let's talk a little bit about how you're going to put this onto your Google sites. So this is going to go back on our multimedia website here. You should have more pages than I have right now. But we're going to go onto the photography page. This is where we're going to showcase your work here. So I'm going to go to photography, and I'm going to go over here to the insert side. This is where I can insert something. Remember, we're using Google Drive for this, so I can just go out to Drive. And then if you scroll over a little bit, you'll see that there's a space for recent. Or recent means the files that I've been working with tonight or just lately. And then I've got my slideshow, and then I can move it in here. There's my original photo. I might just spread this out a little bit so that you can see all the handiwork here. I better publish it first here. So I can click Publish. That's a little bit about how you're going to put together your photo edit page for this part of your website, your multimedia website assignment. Email me if you have any questions.